At the end of each year on the BZ YouTube channel, we go through our top 10 most popular guns of the year with our customers. Now, if we'd had the BZ Tactical YouTube channel back from 2020 to 2022, you would have seen this thing pop up several times. This is the KWA Ronin T6 AEG. And from 2020 to 2022, this thing was our best selling rifle. In fact, it's our second best selling gun overall, only beaten by the AAP01. So this thing was very, very popular with BZ customers. For a while, basically, if anyone was coming to buy an AEG from BZ, there was a 1 in 2 chance of that they would either be a Ronin T6 or a Ronin T10 from KWA. These things were absolutely flying out the door. And that's because they're a great quality bit of kit. These are 365 quid. They are full metal upper and lower receiver. They've got a super solid build quality, ambi charging handle, got PTS iron sights up top, good quality 120 round magazine, got a PTS grip as well, so they're really comfortable to hold. Got this this PDW stock with a really easy battery access. They're just a really good quality rifle for that price range. However, they haven't really been updated for a while, and that was a problem. Two things happened to the Ronin T6 which meant that it fell out of popularity. One is that a lot of new guns came along on the market that came with an ETU or a MOSFET installed, either at the same price as the KWA or for even cheaper. So this doesn't come with an ETU or a MOSFET installed. Back in the day, we would sell loads of these and loads of people would fit a MOSFET, or we'd fit MOSFETs in them for people like Gate Titan, for example. But then a lot of stuff came on the market that already had that installed, and you could save yourself a bit of money. So a lot of people didn't want to go for a 365 KWA when you could get something like a Raven Evolution or series, which is also full metal, but comes with a fully programmable MOSFET installed for less than 300 quid. So that was one of the reasons. Second reason why this thing went down in popularity is because of this thing right here, the KWA Eve series, the E4 and the Eve 9. They're basically a full polymer version of the T6 and the T10. It's essentially everything internally that you get in the T6, you get in the E4, except with a polymer shell, and you also get this gripping included, and it's 120 quid cheaper. When this is on the market, a lot of people are going to go for this over this, and surprise, surprise, the the E4 and the Eve 9, they became our best selling rifles from 2023 to I believe 2020 and 2024 as well. Did get beaten in 2025. If you want to see what beats it, go watch the video linked in the description. Anyway, so there's that. So no ETU and a cheaper polymer version. That was kind of the downfall of the T6. Don't get me wrong, these things still sell. They're still a great rifle overall for the price. Really good quality, really strong build quality. But the other more attractive, newer things came out on the market. As I said, this thing is pretty old. It's been around since pre-COVID. And you know, a lot of people are going to go for the newer guns. However, finally, KWA have brought out an updated version of the T6. I'm going to show you to right now. Now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, as you'll be able to see right here, the new version of the T6, it looks exactly the same on the outside. And it is the same. It's still got that PTS grip. It's still got PTS sights up top, still a full metal upper and lower receiver. It's still a gorgeous, really solid, really well built bit of kit. But what's different? Well, this now comes with an ETU, programmable MOSFET as well, installed out of the box, which is a massive step forward compared to the old T6, because the amount of people would buy a T6 and just install their own MOSFET inside of these things. It was one of the most popular guns for upgrading back in the day. So the fact that these now come with a MOSFET and ETU pre-installed, absolutely fantastic from KWA. I think it was a bit long overdue, but they're finally out here in the UK. And these things are going to be launching for the first time ever in the UK at the National Airsoft Festival on Bank Holiday weekend at the end of August. If you want to get yourself a T6 with an ETU pre-installed, get yourself to the BZ stall at NAF, or if you're not at NAF, wait until after August bank holiday. So basically the start of September, these will be available to buy online as well. I want to take you through what you actually get with that ETU and the MOSFET installed. So as I said, Great quality gun out of the box. The only upgrades I recommend to do these things is maybe swap out the hop rubber and also fit an Omega tensioner as well. That's going to cost you 16 quid total, and they're both very easy upgrades to install. So if you want to get yourself your KWA absolutely shooting bang on, I recommend putting these things in here. Maybe even a steel tooth piston or something in that as well. But anyway, let's look at what the ETU does. So it actually comes with a really clear instruction manual straight out of the box to show you how to use your KWA ETU system. Comes with all the different programmable modes that are included in your ETU, and there's also a little flash card here which gives you a bit of a cheat sheet. So you can do pre-cocking, you can turn that off and on. You can do burst fire mode, and then you can do burst round set and how many different shots you want to do. So you can do up to 5-shot burst fire. Trigger sensitivity, so that is one of the things, a lot of the complaints about some of the KWA models. You've really got to pull back on that trigger to get a shot out of it. That is basically eliminated by this ETU. Got a brushless motor setting, which we'll talk about in a second. This doesn't include a brushless motor out of the box, but if you want to fit a brushless motor, you can, and it will work with that. And also you've got an equalizer setting, so basically it changes how far between shots that you can do with each trigger pull. So you can lock this thing to semi. You can do a lot of stuff with it that it's going to be a much snappier, much more responsive shot compared to the old KWA gun. So that's a big plus right there. But here's the biggest plus of all. Obviously, if you want to fit yourself your own MOSFET into a KWA T6, usually it's going to cost you upwards of 100 plus pounds, especially if you're fitting like a Titan or something like that. So you're wondering, how much extra is the ETU version going to be compared to the standard version? Well, it's just going to be 5 quid. The new ETU version is 370 quid. So you're getting the exact same high quality rifle that you were with the old T6, but for an extra fiver, it comes with an ETU programmable MOSFET already pre-installed in there, which I don't think is bad at all. For 370 quid, now with this updated model, I think this is a really good value, really solid gun. So if you want a gun that's going to last you a long time, come to our stall in NAF and feel for the quality yourself. It does come with PTS stuff out of the box. It's got a really good quality build. It is a fantastic gun, and I'll show you in a second. We'll put a battery and some BBs in this thing. It's going to be shooting 3 2s on the UK limits straight out of the box. We'll show you that in a second. But something I'm going to talk to you about is that brushless motor set. And as you'll be able to see here, I've got a motor in this thing, and that's because it doesn't come with a brushless motor out of the box. It does come with the KWA motor, which is actually a really good quality motor. But KWA are releasing, I think they might already be available in the US, but they are releasing, or have released, their own brushless motor. Now, brushless motors, we usually recommend the Gate ones. Those are probably the best quality ones that we've come across for aftermarket parts, but you want to keep it to KWA. If you want to keep it KWA brushless motor is here. We are currently working things out with KWA about getting these over to us. We were a bit and ahhing whether we would be able to stock them or not. So hopefully, fingers crossed, these will be available at BZ and around the UK in the future. We're going to fit this into the KWA T6. We're not going to set it to brushless motor mode on the MOSFET itself. I'm not going to play about with this MOSFET. And the reason for that is because this gun, when I can grab it, this gun with this motor will be going out to one of you people. To celebrate the launch of the T6 ETU version, we will be doing a like and share giveaway on this very gun right here that I'm about to test myself with the KWA brushless motor installed. You're probably the only person in the UK that has got a gun with this brushless motor already fitted into it, and you will also be one of the first people in the UK to get this brand new ETU version of the Ronin T6. That's going to be over on our Instagram page at BZ Tactical UK. I will link it in the description. Once that competition has gone live, I'll put a link directly to that post in the description so you can be in with a chance of winning this very rifle. Now, enough talking. Let's put some BBs and a battery in it, and let's test this thing out. Right, let's put this thing through the chrono now. I'm going to put some 0.32 gram Rebel BBs inside of this thing to show you how good this thing shoots out of the box on heavier BBs. I am going to be using a PTS EPM mag with this, just because we've got some in the tech room that we can use. I don't want to use a brand new mag for this testing, and it does come with a KWA MS120 mag, so 120 round AEG mag. Something I will mention is that the new version, at least not right now, it doesn't come in this absolutely gorgeous tan color like the old T6s, T10s and TK45s did. I personally think this is probably the nicest tan color of any series of guns available in airsoft. If you've got a better suggestion, please let me know in the comments, because I don't think anything can beat this for looks when it comes to tan guns. These are the only guns, I think, other than the Mayo Gang gun that we reviewed recently, I think these are the only series of guns where I actually prefer the tan version over the black. Anyway, back to the KWA T6. I put a 11.1 volt battery inside this thing because it's got an ETU and a MOSFET installed. You always want to be using an 11.1 volt battery for that. Got a battery installed. Let's put some 3.2 BBs in it and get shooting. Right, let's put it through the chronograph. So is shooting on the limit there. 277 is about what we want to do for UK limits on 3.2. So this thing is really on the limit out of the box. Obviously, a couple of adjustments we can do to fix that, but this is absolutely bang on for the UK market currently. So out of the box, you know, this thing isn't really going to be needing any adjustments. Like I said earlier, you might want to put a new hop rubber, new mega tensioner in there. That's 16 quid total. Those are the only upgrades you really need to do with this thing, especially now it's got that lovely ETU installed. So let's just put a few shots through on the range. So that is really, I don't know if you can pick up on camera, but that is really consistent. And that snappy trigger really makes a difference. Give it a go. I can hear it hitting that back wall, but I haven't got my prescriptions on, so I can't really aim very well. There we go. It's definitely hitting that back wall, which is 45 meters away. But as you can see, really, really consistent. It's following the exact same flight path every single time. Let's put some more BBs in this thing and do some full auto. Right, full auto test. Oof. That is rapid. Not losing any of that accuracy with the full auto test. That is like an absolute laser beam, that thing. They're all in a line. It's like the 7 dwarves that are all just in a straight line together, following the same movement. That is really, really accurate, really consistent full auto. I might have to put some more BBs in this thing and give it some more testing, because that's actually really fun to shoot. That makes for a really good shooting experience. T6 was always a great gun. It's got that little bit of like electric recoil in there, sort of. So it's just got a really good shooting experience, but adding that ETU, adding that trigger for a nice snappy trigger, that was really what was missing on the T6 and T10 series. We even have an upgrade package specifically for these guns, where it's like, get the Omega tensioner, you get the hop rubber, you can get a CLT piston, and you get a MOSFET installed to really bring out the best out of the KWA gun. Essentially, this new version cuts through all that and installs the most important upgrade, which is that ETU. Transforms the gun, which is great, to really at the top of the line for that price range, and only for an extra 5 quid. For 370 quid for a full metal rifle, which has a reputation for being great out of the box anyway, and being for reliable and long lasting. With an ETU installed, programmable modes like trigger sensitivity, burst fire, etc., etc., I don't think that is bad at all. I think that's a great value, and this will be available for the first time in the UK at the National Airsoft Festival Bank Holiday weekend, and you can win this very gun yourself with that KWA Brushless motor over on our Instagram page. It's instagram.com BZ Tactical UK. I'll leave a link in the description so you can enter that competition. What do you guys think of the KWA T6? Do you think it's worth 370 quid now it's got that ECU installed? Please do let us know in the comments, and also let us know what your favourite looking tan rifles are as well, because I do genuinely want to know. Other than that, all I have to say now, guys, is remember to like this video, subscribe to BZ for more airsoft content, shop online at bztactical.co.uk, or here in our Teesside store in North East England, or at the National Airsoft Festival on Bank Holiday weekend. Other than that, guys, all I have to say now is thanks for watching.